Hi, my name is Blake Thornburg. This is my video introduction for SPED for Building Administrators. A little bit about me. I originally graduated from Emporia State University. As soon as I graduated from Emporia State, I moved out, and taught for 5 years, 5th and 6th grade, at Canton Galva Elementary. It's a really small, put two towns of about 700 together to make a really small two-way school. Uh, Along with teaching out there, I also coached football, basketball, and track. I also ran the rec while I was out there. Since then, I've moved on. I'm now currently a 5th grade teacher at Tonganoxie Elementary. This is my second year at Tonganoxie. I did 4th grade last year and doing 5th grade, which I really enjoy this year. Recently, this past summer, my now wife and I got married June 8th and went on a little honeymoon, which was a complete blast. We have a golden doodle named Rally up here in the corner. That was her a couple years ago for Halloween. She was a Beanie Baby. And I kind of took a step back with coaching. I don't have to coach near as much as I did when I was in Galva, and I just coach 8th grade boys basketball now. A little bit of reflection on my school with how they work with students with special needs. We have BSP time at the end of the day, and that is where a lot of pullout happens, where if they need to go get extra help with reading or math or with any kind of other teacher, they are able to leave the classroom while we do some kind of reading strategy or math strategy with our current lesson. They go and work on other skills that they need to just kind of get caught up either on the day or just to get on grade level. We have para inclusion support, so those paras come in the classroom. For the 4th grade, we actually have 7 different teachers that teach 4th grade. It's a really big elementary school. We've got 4 paras throughout those 7, and they go in and out within the classroom and either pull kids back and help, or if we are taking a test, they can be pulled out and work in a quiet environment, maybe a little bit more one-on-one, depending on how many kids are in the classroom. They also can get pulled out at the end of reading, end of math, to just work more one-on-one on those skills that we're working on. Teachers also are making modifications to test. An example would be if we're doing a multiple choice test, instead of having 4 options, A, B, C, D, we just narrow it down to 3. Another recent modification is with spelling words. Sometimes just the amount of words they have, and sometimes just the list that the rest of the class is working on is a little bit too much, so we can modify those and take the test out loud instead of on a Chromebook, or narrow that list down to 15 words or 10 words, whatever is going to kind of set them up for success and what they really need. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, students can also be pulled out during class time to have a more quiet workplace, to work more one-on-one or in small groups. That's going to help them be a little bit more successful. Some personal critiques of myself is some strengths is I do try as often as I can, when necessary, to de-infrate instruction. Like I said earlier, if they need less options or they need a smaller list or a different list, however is going to set them up best for success, and kind of help build that confidence, I try to do that when I can. We do guided reading and guided math groups. Sometimes we do high kids with low kids, and sometimes we do low kids with low kids, but we do change that up as often as I can. Another thing I try to do, I'm lucky I have one para that comes in and out of my room throughout the day, and we do have a great relationship, and I'm able to communicate with her on the changes that we're having, and she tells me, hey, we need to do this, hey, I think this may help, and we have a great relationship where we're able to talk and communicate and kind of help figure out what's going to help set up these kids for success. So weaknesses is lack of time. I'm extremely busy, along with the people that I help and that help me, the paras, the title teachers, anybody. They are extremely busy. We are a ginormous school of K through 5 building of about 800 kids. 7 sections per grade. It is a ginormous school, and no matter how many teachers and paras we have, it's never going to be enough. Another weakness of mine is sometimes I have to modify on the fly as quickly as I can. Just as we're getting ready to start the test, I need to do a better job of kind of setting myself up and modifying some of that stuff before it's actually the day of. And even though communication is a strength, it can always be better. An example would be like yesterday we had a activities day for kids who had earned the rewards party. Some of the parents didn't even know. But just little things like that, communication can always be better to help things flow a little bit more smoothly. Some problems, like I talked about with communication. Communicating and collaborating with the other teachers, the paras, is going to be key. A lot of teachers and paras need more training. They don't have all the time. They don't have all the training available. If there is, we have 5 other things that we need to do. I think a problem across any school district is you always need more staff. You always need more teachers, more paras, more anything, and just more bodies because it is a tough job to do some of the things that our staff is having to do with the amount of staff we have. And then a lot of times we are lucky enough that we do get subs for special education or paras that a lot of people don't have, but those subs don't have any kind of training. They don't know how to help. They don't know what to do. Some kind of training would help them out. Some solutions, like I said earlier and I've said multiple times, just constant communication between teachers, staff, paras, anybody, but any kind of communication and open communication. If they're doing something that's working that I need to work on, please let me know, and being able to fix and not take it too personally. Time, just setting apart some time for everyone to either talk or to take trainings, like I have mentioned here on my 4th bullet, but just taking the time that's necessary to get everyone caught up and to make sure everyone is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing when they're supposed to be doing it. And money. A lot of the reasons we don't have the resources that we have, or we don't have the amount of people that we have, is because we just don't have the money. Being able to efficiently have use the money that we do have most efficiently, and find some more money, some more funds to be able to get the training and the people that we need, or the resources in that case. And that's all I have. Thank you. Looking forward to working and meeting everybody.